Talk. Your mic wasn't
Oh, all right. So welcome to Bill and Bob. I'm Rob Bob Baez, and
And I'm Bill Maloney. Thanks for being with us today, guys. Rob, it has been a hiatus since last week. We had a
yeah,
Monday schedule last Tuesday, but
yeah, had a week off. So, but we're back now, and first thing we're going to talk about today is Major League Baseball's spring training. Now, spring training isn't in full swing yet, but the pitchers and catchers have reported, which is usually the first sign of spring training starting, which is also, by the way, the first sign of spring for all you suffering this winter.
yeah, baseball back, America's back, so everyone can get out their ball gloves, their baseballs, their Cracker Jacks, and their hot dogs, freshly cut grass. So, let's play some ball.
And obviously Iona College, it's in New Rochelle, and that's New York metropolitan area. So two teams that play here, the Mets and the Yankees. And usually it'd be a lopsided, but this year not so much. We're gonna basically give. We're basically gonna say who we think is gonna end up with the better record, the Mets or the Yankees. So I'm gonna start by saying I think that it's finally gonna happen. The New York Mets will have a better record and are a better team. And now why, you ask? Well, let's just compare the teams. The Mets are a lot younger, have a lot more talent, and their and their rotation is a lot better. The Yankees have a bunch of old veterans who basically just can't play anymore. Beltran, he's at the end of his career. And Tanaka is really the only bright spot they have. Ellsbury, he's inconsistent. He's on and off. So I feel like this is the Mets' year. And the Mets are actually predicted to do really well. And the Yankees might miss the playoffs for the third consecutive year, which, is music to my ears.
Well, Rob, the Mets are only predicted to do very well by Mets fans' standards. They aren't really
by every major league analyst.
No. The Nationals are predicted to go run away with the league.
Yeah, but the question we're having now is Mets Yankees, and the Mets have a much better team.
Yeah, but you guys only predicted to go 81-81, so that isn't that good. But I'll bite.
The Yankees are predicted to go under 500. So,
no.
Yes, they are.
Both teams are predicted to go 81-81, but I do see a path where the Mets could definitely beat us out. But
it's starting this year.
But it's going to be the same problem with the Mets, I predict, as usual. A lack of management. They have a management crisis there. The owners and the coaches, they aren't on the same side. And then you have another problem where all the prospects playing out in Las Vegas, they're probably better than the team out in Flushing.
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
Yes, they are.
Pitching-wise, absolutely not. If you're talking
they got very good prospects out there.
If you're talking about pitching, then you're out of your mind. On offense, you might be right. But pitching-wise, absolutely not.
But let's talk about the boys in stripes.
Like people haven't talked about them enough for the past hundreds of years.
You
can go ahead.
Rob, obviously, the Yankees, they do have the star names. They got CC, Mark Teixeira.
Washed up.
Dare I say it? They got a guy named Alex Rodriguez.
Super washed up, and he's probably not even gonna start, but it's okay.
And they got Jacoby Ellsbury. I don't think he's in his prime no longer, but
I mean he could do some things. I'm not gonna say he's not a good player, but.
But they're washed up, and I think that's the leverage that the Mets have on the Yankees. While they don't have a more talented team, they have a younger team where in the dog days of summer they're able to rejuvenate themselves faster. But the Mets always find a way to lose, and the Yankees, they have traditionally, over the span of their franchise's history, they found a way to win 27 times to be the world champions.
All right, so let me ask you this question. Are they going to be able to summon the power of those 27 championships and help them win more than half of their games? I don't think so. So that's great for history, but if we're talking about 2015, I honestly do not see any way the Yankees could have a better record than the Mets. It might happen, but if you just looking at the rosters, I don't see how it could happen.
Well, Rob, there's another story brewing down in Florida.
But before you say that, the fact that Alex Rodriguez is in a running for a starting job is bad news.
How's it bad news?
That right there proves to you how desperate the Yankees are.
Alex Rodriguez is one of the best players of all time. There are very few players.
That's debatable.
That's debatable. He has 654 home runs. He's creeping up on 3,000 hits. He has 3 MVPs, World Series champion.
So you're telling me that? So are you gonna say Sammy Sosa is one of the greatest ever? Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, because
talent-wise, they are. On paper, they are.
On paper.
They're able to take over a game.
And on that same paper, there's an asterisk next to their name. And Alex Rodriguez will have the same thing. Just letting you know.
They were
Yeah.
able to take over a game. Steroids are not.
I mean,
More than the majority of players. If you're looking at the way players are able to impact a game, there's no way that you're able to go compare Chase Headley to Alexander Emmanuel Rodriguez.
the fact that you know his whole name is just. Anyway, well, let's see. Alex Rodriguez is 40, and Chase Headley is
He's turning
pretty much-
40 this
Chase
summer.
Headley is in his prime. Now, obviously, he's not going to be as good as Rodriguez was in his prime, but Chase Headley's a better bet to start than Alex Rodriguez, just based off of, actual talent.
No. That's. I think that both players they deserve a fair chance in camp.
Because he's not playing shortstop. He's way too old for that.
No. But I believe Alex should play the hot corner. Now, what I'm gonna say is that I think that Yankees ownership and the brass is giving Alex a very hard time. You have Brian Cashman and the Steinbrenners there. They don't want to pay Rodriguez at all. 6 more home runs. He has $6 million coming in. They've already said that they aren't going to pay him.
I mean, why wouldn't they? They're basically paying for a 230 average and about,
But that's
15
part of the
more
contract
next
that they signed, regardless. They signed a
so
contract.
they have to buy him out. Because he's not starting over Chase Headley unless Chase Headley
So
gets injured.
But Alex Rodriguez, and you know this in your heart of hearts, that Alex Rodriguez is a more talented player than Chase Headley. And when Alex Rodriguez is on his game, he is way better than Chase Headley on his game.
Maybe if he was like 27.
No,
20
even
years
today
No.
at 39.
No.
Even today at 39, coming off hip surgery with a new hip, rejuvenated, finding himself after a year off,
The fact that the Yankees have
he's able
the fact
to
that
come back and play and contribute to a minimal amount.
The fact that the New York Yankees are even contemplating having a 40-year-old play third base shows you how much trouble they're in.
Well, no, I believe that the problem is that they aren't even really considering it. They already have Chase Headley locked in at third, it seems.
If he's
and
if he's in his prime, why would they not play him?
because Alex
third.
Rodriguez is better. That's like saying you got Peyton Manning, and then you have another player that's in his prime, but the other player is like a grade C+ player, and Peyton Manning is
Chase
one of
Headley
the.
is not a great C+ player.
He's not. He's not in the.
At this point, it's better to start Headley. Let's be honest.
No, it is not.
Yeah, yes, it is.
And that's to give
All right,
Rodriguez.
so let me ask you a question.
You ha-
Who
you-
would you rather have as your starting quarterback? Who'd you rather have as starting quarterback? Would you rather have Aaron Rodgers, or would you rather have Peyton Manning? I know Chase Headley's on Aaron Rodgers' level, but if the talent isn't that much of a disparity, you have to go based off age.
No, you do not.
Yes, you do.
No, you do not. You have to go off experience. You have to go off results. People that have proven themselves in the past. And you have to give.
so
and
Bryce Harper,
you have to give both of them the opportunity to prove themselves in camp. They aren't even.
So explain the Angels and Mike Trout,
Hold on,
and
hold
the
on.
Nationals and Bryce Harper.
Come on, they
them.
aren't even allowing for Alex Rodriguez to prove himself in camp. They're saying he might go get at bats as a DH against left-handed pitching.
That's a smart move because he's not playing.
How's that a smart move in games that don't matter? In camp, it's all about finding your roster and tweaking and tuning yourself.
I feel like
you aren't able to tweak and tune yourself when you're only playing as DH against left-handed hitters.
I feel like the only reason why you're saying Alex Rodriguez should start is because he's Alex Rodriguez. That's the only reason you're saying it. That's like saying it's better to have Derek Jeter as shortstop right now. People don't notice. Derek Jeter did not have a great year last year. He was voted in All-Star game because he was retired.
Oh, I completely agree with you.
So, based off of a strategic aspect.
No, that is not what I'm saying. Alex Rodriguez, the name Alex Rodriguez carries so much weight because...
Negative as well. Alex carries a lot of negative weight, but...
Robert, please let me finish my point. The name Alex Rodriguez carries so much weight because of the impact he's made on the diamond at short and on the hot corner.
And also because of the impact he's made off the field in a negative
No,
manner.
Rob, see, you're looking at it through a biased prism, from the prism of a fan.
No, you're looking at it at a biased prism because you're a Yankee fan.
You're looking at it through the prism of a fan of a suffering team in Flushing.
You're looking at it as a fan of a spoiled team who's not used to having bad seasons. That's where you're looking at it from a biased prism, if anything. So, I don't even want to hear it. But now you were mentioning something about a spring training happening in Florida. I know that was a while ago, but...
Well, I was actually going to refer to Alex Rodriguez in that statement.
There
But who do you have across the board winning the divisions this year?
Okay, that's a good question. I'm going to start with the division that the Mets are in. The Nationals are basically going to run with that. The Mets might have like a wild card. Small. They're probably
Please.
not. You
Continue.
See what I'm saying?
Please
that's
continue.
biased.
Please
if you
continue.
weren't biased, you know that the Mets
Please
have a better record than
continue.
the Yankees, but you just don't want to hear it because
Please continue.
you're so spoiled with being a Yankee fan. But it's all right.
Please
It's
continue.
it happens. You know, it happens. So the Nationals are going to win that division. If you're looking at the American League East, it's the Orioles. I know they won a division last year, and there might not be any, but the Orioles are the best.
Really, ESPN this morning, I checked, they have the Blue Jays winning. What do you think of that?
I think this isn't ESPN. That's what I think.
No. What do you think of that prediction?
Our prediction, well, you know, the Blue Jays they have talent, but I feel like the Orioles. It depends. Oh, the Orioles don't have Nelson Cruz anymore. He's not there anymore, so that might shake things up in that division. The Red Sox, remember they got Sandoval and Hanley Ramirez. So
And they also signed. No.
player, I don't remember Moncado. I believe his name is?
Yes, they did.
So that doesn't really spell well for the New York Yankees. Now for other divisions, we're gonna talk about the National League Central. Obviously the St. Louis Cardinals in our division, the Chicago Cubs, well improved.
Lester and all, and Theo Epstein.
Yeah, well he's been there for a while, so that's not really anything new.
Yeah, but that was one of his moves with Lester.
Yes. Starlin Castro.
Boston buddies back in Shy.
Oh yeah, I guess so. But when that this of course is the Pirates and the Reds. But I just have a feeling the St. Louis Cardinals, they're basically National League Yankees, except they're not as dirty. They always find ways to win the division, so I have to go with St. Louis in that one.
So in your context, the Cardinals are the MLB's dirty birds.
No, the Cardinals are basically a clean, more wholesome version of the Yankees. That's basically what I'm saying.
Now, about the NL West.
NL West. The San Francisco I actually noticed the trend. Well, I wasn't the first one to notice, but that there's actually been a trend going on that in even numbered years, the Giants win the World Series, and in odd number years, the past 6 years, that is, in odd number years, they don't make the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying that has anything to do because who knows what could happen this season, but I'm not saying they're not going to make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to win a division. They didn't win a division this year, last season.
And what about the AL West?
That was the Dodgers, and I'm feeling Dodgers. Oh, San Diego Padres, can't forget about them. They got Matt Kemp. He moved a little further down south in California, playing for the Padres now, and our Padres team is looking pretty good. The Rockies, they're done. They're not doing anything.
What about the AL West, Rob?
AL West. Hopefully the Oakland Athletics don't choke like they did last season. After leading the division for most of the year, they ended up, losing a lot of the games in the second half and losing in the only playoff game they played. The playoff in order to get into the actual, postseason. So, and also they got rid of a lot of the players. So I don't have a feeling that they're going to be in it. Texas Rangers, they got devastated by injury. They were terrible last season, but they'll be a little better. But I don't think they're gonna be that much better. Sure, they have like Prince Fielder, and they signed Adrian Beltre and extended his contract.
What about the Mariners?
Mariners? Oh, that's the team that got Nelson Cruz, I believe. Yes.
Yeah,
they did.
They're a hot team.
Yes. Now they got Cano, Cruz.
King Felix.
Yes, absolutely, King Felix, and that right there could spell trouble for other teams in the AL West. So I have a feeling that they're gonna win it. The Angels.
They might be brewing something up in Seattle.
Yeah.
A little something besides coffee.
Yeah. I don't really. The Angels they're in it obviously. But the Mariners getting Cruz was a big move. So.
Okay. Well.
And there's actually one division left, American League Central. That division really is most up for grabs. Obviously, you have the Royals. Made it to the World Series.
Cleveland Indians, they had a Cy Young Award winner last season.
Yes. The Detroit Tigers, another team that's just always competitive, but they always fall short. They're almost at the pinnacle, but they always fall short.
That division over the past few years, they've had some of the best division races.
And the World Series. Oh, 05, the White Sox,
the Twins have provided some nice division races, and the Tigers definitely up there. The Royals, but. Rob, as opposed to you, I think my settings might be a little bit different. In the AL East, got my New York Yankees, number one finishing first.
But you have to be unbiased, and that's a very extremely biased opinion. They did not win a division.
And, no, I just think that the boys in stripes from the BX are going to go find a way to go bring it out and play some fall ball. And
Didn't do it for the past 2 seasons, but
third time's the charm. But the NL East, I'm sorry, but I don't see your team from Flushing making it. I think
I actually never said that. So Nationals, their rotation is top notch.
Yes. I'm gonna go with Washington Nationals on that. When we talk about the AL Central, I got the Cleveland Indians. They have Nick. No, they don't have Nick Swisher no more, but they had a very good team.
Wait, the Indians?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Team Nick Swisher's not. Oh, okay.
No, but they had a very good pitching staff last season, led by a Cy Young Award winner, and so I'm going with the Indians to take the Central, America's heartland, right then and there. Actually,
I don't really see the Royals, doing what they did last season. That was just out of nowhere, So.
The NL Central, I got the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, dark horse.
Yes. Well, last season they were actually doing very well up until the end, but
and that was the Brewers too. They were leaders mostly.
And the AL West, gonna go with the Los Angeles Angels.
Going with the dynasty. I see.
Yeah, the dynasty. Dynasties.
American League West dynasty. You can't say
the dynasties on both sides of the coast, LA and NY.
Yeah.
And
like more like Dodgers and NL West. Who we got?
NL West. I think I'm gonna go with the Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Yeah. So I think that Los Angeles will be fortunate enough to have both teams in the playoffs, but New York, because of Queens, they won't be. That's really unfortunate, Rob.
Well, it will be because the Yankees are gonna have a worse record, by the end of the season. But it's all good.
It's all good.
See, knowledge will tell you that the Mets will have a better record, but your biased opinion is gonna tell you that the Yankees have a better record, which is wrong.
You might have knowledge, but I have wisdom and experience on the issue.
But wisdom and experience is not what they base analysis off of. But it's all
well,
good.
Before we go into a battle of Confucius and Aristotle, let's go to a commercial break.
All right. We will be back.
Thank you.